the day of going and observing customers in the financial sector, going to interview customers about their investment habits, right, is 10 or 15 years ago, right? That's been done so much, right? Now it's about, you can analyse every single website that someone is looking at and how they're looking at it and what they're looking at to understand their investment habits, and do it for 1 million people, and then come up with your innovation opportunity out of that. And then with lean agile, you can then build your prototypes, you can test your prototypes again, you get more data, and that can be done anywhere. Yeah. And so that's the biggest driver, as compared to brainstorming sessions or hackathons and things like that in one location has had its day. Right? With one proviso, is that there's a maturity matrix for different organisations. So some organisations are still doing brainstorming because they're very immature. Other organisations are doing big data innovation groups because they're incredibly mature. And there's a whole spectrum in between. So it's horses for courses, and I recognise that. So if you get a company that's just started doing innovation and you start talking about big data, they look blank. Right? Therefore, they may have to do brainstorming, then hackathons, then design thinking, then agile, then lean before they can get to big data. Yeah. But that's just part of the course. But so globally, there's a continuum. Yeah. But globally, the biggest opportunity now is you can get your data, you can get it analysed anywhere in the world, you can get your insights in real time. So we know companies that in their call centre, every voice is recorded. The tone of the voice is measured. It's turned into a dial, so they can actually have a dial that says our callers are happy, our callers are not happy on average. And then depending on what's happening in the news cycle and what's happening in other cycles, they can manage the call centre based on the tones of the voices of the people in real time, and you can buy that off the shelf. Right? Whereas years ago it was special, right? Yeah. Or when they ask you to identify yourself in the call centre, they're not actually checking your birthday and your address. The system is checking your voice print with your previous voice print and making sure you're the same person with the same voice print, okay? Yeah. But they just need enough of that voice print to do it, so that's why they ask you for. So things like that are now commodities, okay? And that can be done anywhere, right? And that's the big secret. So that gives us, the Australia, it does not put us at a disadvantage as anybody in the world due to our small market, because we can access this anywhere.